Push, come on!
I think a lot. I think kids have shown over the years that they can do things physically you didn't think were possible. I think a kid can blow you away in an interview. Now, to be clear, my teams, we interviewed all the top 3-round kids starting back in the fall of their draft year or even the prior year if they were high enough. So we had a book on these kids. They'd already been interviewed, most of them spoken to by our sports psychologist. So the top 3 kids, you're just looking for a big mistake, or maybe you read something wrong and something jumps out. But it's really for the other kids. You know, you get back to some of those Europeans in particular, kids you didn't see a lot of, and now you get a chance to speak to them, ask them questions, look them in the eye. I think it's really important, and I think it's been a big factor in where some kids have been drafted. Well, I remember Trent Frederick's draft year.
With the 29th pick, the Boston Bruins select from the National Development Program, Trent Frederick.
He was a guy that was well thought of anyway, but I remember our scouts were blown away by his professionalism. They said he has a professional mentality. Everything he does, his approach, even the way he spoke to us maturely in the interview, he went way up in stock on our team. Mackenzie Blackwood was another guy that I did not sit in on that interview, but they said he gave a great interview and he's a freak athletically. He's a freak. He went way up based on the interview.
I didn't expect it. I mean, I was kind of on the edge of my seat, curious to when I would go, but it's an honor to be picked by them. I know they have some pretty good goaltenders, so I mean, it's just nice to be picked by them and realize that they have value in me in their organization.
The guy for me, one of the best interviews I ever saw was Gabriel Landeskog.
Colorado Avalanche are proud to select from the Kitchener Rangers, the Ontario Hockey League, Gabriel Landeskog.
I wanted to ask him if he wanted to join us at the table for the rest of the interviews. Like, this kid was so mature, so intelligent, so well spoken.
My goal is to make the team in in the fall and training camp. If I'd sit here and say anything else, I'd be lying to you guys. And like I said, I got things to work on during the summer. But when it comes to training camp, it's up to me to show the management and the coaching staff that I'm there to stay.
And then going back before the formal combine, teams would still bring guys in around the draft. And one guy that had a great interview for me was, and for Pat Quinn, was Brad May. His draft year.
Rangers are proud to select a semi-local boy, Brad May, left winger for the Niagara Falls Thunder.
First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my parents who have made this all possible. With all the support they've given me throughout this difficult time. There's so many people I can talk to, but it's a dream come true, and I'm the happiest kid in the world.
His interview was so good. He walked out, and Pat turned to me and said, "We need to get another first-round pick." Kids who can't make eye contact, this is a sport where one-on-one interaction is critical. Eye contact is important. Turning to the person who's addressing you at that time. If a scout to your left asks you a question, you answer it to him. I think those are really critical things. Posture, manners. I know parents everywhere will be happy to hear this. We think manners are very important. A kid with good manners was probably brought up right. So we look for good manners on a kid. We look for direct answers, not rambling answers. We don't want a guy thinking, how can I look good in this question? Answer the question. But those are all things that I think kids do generally anyway, because there is quite a bit of coaching that goes into this.